Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we have Virtual World Phantom Knight, where it's basically just a virtual deck, a world deck with an insanely tight Phantom Knight package, but I am pretty happy with it. So let's get started. Right here I'm just kind of ringing the Phantom Rage bucket. You know, every single set just gives all you VTubers free content. So I'm just choosing not Dual Avatar, Virtual World. This is an insanely unique deck. Like, it's able to just flood the field with monsters even without using your link monsters, which is pretty strong. And it has very interesting gimmick where you can just Foolish Burial every time you summon one of their cards, which is super cool. They have some level modulation, some very weird typings. It's just a really neat deck altogether, so I really like it. So we first have our Datascape engine, then we have our small Phantom Knight engine, then just some hand traps. So starting off with the 2 copies of Linlin. In case you don't know how the virtual worlds work, all they do is if they're in the hand, you target one Datascape card you control, you send one card, a Datascape card from your deck to the graveyard with a different type. So if you targeted a spell with its effect, you can send either a monster or a trap. If you targeted a monster, you can send a spell or a trap, and vice versa. And then you summon it, and then all the Datascapes gain different effects based on them. And the only real exception to this is Niang Niang, and there's another one that there's another virtual world that hasn't come out yet. So this is just post Phantom Rage, so I'm not really including that one. So what Linlin can do, when you can on summon, it has the effect to send one Datascape card from your deck to the graveyard with a different type to the ones you targeted and the one you sent to the graveyard earlier. So if you targeted a spell and you sent a monster from your deck to the graveyard earlier, now you can send a trap to your deck to the graveyard. And mind you, the trap is actually super strong too. So the double Linlin, it doesn't come up too much, but it is just a really nice card to have to fill your graveyard in a pinch. Triple Lao Lao. Lao Lao is able to on summon, it's able to summon back one of your Datascape monsters, which really does help in terms of synchro plays and just spamming the board with extra monsters. Triple of your Datascape Lady Rui Rui. This on summon is able to search a Datascape card with a it's able to search a Datascape card with a different type than when you sent to the graveyard and the one you targeted with its first special summon effect. So this is just really important because the deck does definitely require a decent bit of hand fodder to keep going. So Rui Rui is just another sweet searcher, so it is able to just maintain the advantage. Next we have the Datascape exception, Princess Niang Niang. This, when a level 3 is normal or special summon, so it doesn't matter whether it is a Datascape, it can just be any level 3, which is definitely very relevant in terms of your Phantom Knight engine. This is able to just very easily summon itself. On top of that, it treats itself as a tuner just for extra synchro plays, and it's just a very neat card altogether. When it's banished, it also banishes itself when it leaves the field, so when it's banished, you're able to recycle another one of your banished cards, which is kind of a theme around another theme of the Datascape deck, where it is able to just recycle your banished cards, which is super cool. So this deck can theoretically just play forever. 2 copies of Datascape ZZ. This is able to recover one of your Datascape cards during the end phase of the turn you summon it, which is kind of unfortunate, but it is just another factor to how this deck is able to almost infinitely just play the game. Next, some extra psychic extenders, 1 psychic tracker, 1 psychic wielder. This isn't much. They're just some extra extenders, you know. This card is if you use a single material, that monster gets 600, and if this card is used as single material, you're able to pop a card, which is actually pretty interesting. So I'm opting to run these 2 just as extra extenders. As I said, you do want to run a couple extra extenders in the deck, just in case if you're not able to go into the VFD, because going into VFD is kind of important, and it is more like VFD Turbo. So each of these for sure. Triple Geelong. This is one of the more important cards, where it's able to place one of your spells or traps straight into the spell trap zone from your deck. So if you say have if you don't want to use your normal summon on one of your monsters and you just have this, then you are just able to activate it, get spell trap on the field, and then you no longer have to normal summon your monsters. And it's able to just play without even using your normal summon, which is kind of the beauty of Datascape. So triple Geolong for sure, double copies of Foolish Burial Goods. This is usually to send your King Long, sometimes even your Zook. But King Long in its graveyard is able to just search any Datascape monster, which is the main reason why we said that. And Zook is really just a level modulator. You'll usually send it off one of your Datascape monsters, so just 2 of that, but we'll get that later. The one upstart, as I said, the deck does need hand fodder along with consistently getting that hand fodder, so you do run the one upstart. The one copy of Emergency Teleport. This just helps a ton in getting your Niang Niang on the field, which can later turn into some more special summon plays. The triple copies of King Long. On the field, this is able to negate the effects of one monster on the field, so it's really good in terms of being able to bait out negates. And as I said, in graveyard, it's able to search extra Datascape cards, which is super strong. The 2 copies of a Datascape gate is Zook. Zook is just it's on the field. It is a Trident along with shuffling back the cards. So this is basically just the best card in the deck to be on the field, and it's able to just in the graveyard, it's able to level modulate by up to 3, so it can either increase or decrease your monster's level by 3, which really helps in terms of synchro plays, being able to go into cards like Zolkin, and level 9s for triggering Evolve Calamities has never been easier. A neat thing about this deck is that sometimes you can go into one of your level 9s, then you can use Zook to reduce the level of the level 9 by 3, and then you use it to synchro summon a Cloud Castle since its level was reduced by 3, and then Cloud Castle can just recover that card, so you can instantly go into Calamities from there. That's kind of our Datascape engine, just a nice 26 cards, and I believe the Datascape cards, some of them are high rarity, but some of them are also common, so you should definitely go try them out. I don't really pay too much attention to like IRL, just buying cards, market watch. I don't really keep track of that, so don't take my word for it. We run the 8-card Phantom Knight engine, which basically revolves around the Phantom Knights of Tornscale. Another new card coming out of Phantom Rage. It's able to discard a card, send any Phantom Knight card from your deck to the graveyard. The card you'll be sending is the Phantom Knights of Ancient Cloak. What this card can do is you can banish it, you can search the Phantom Knights card, so you'll be searching Silent Boots. Silent Boots is able to special summon itself, and in the graveyard it's able to search one of your Phantom Knight spell traps, so you're able to search Fog Blade. And this card in the graveyard is able to summon itself when you banish Silent Boost from the graveyard to use its effect, so you can just summon itself. And since you'll usually have a Niang Niang in your graveyard, thanks to Cherubini, you'll be able to summon that too. So not only do you have a Datascape monster on the field, it's also a tuner in that case. You have a non-tuner level 3, you have a Fog Blade to be set, and you just have that much to go off. It's just one simple card plus a discard, and this card deck really likes the discards. You got King Long and Zook, which are going to be your main discards. They're searchable off Rui Rui. The Phantom Knight engine does definitely have a bit of synergy with the deck. Just to increase consistency of it, we run the Rhoda, and then 2 copies of Fog Blade. 1 copy is a search of Silent Boots, and the second copy can sometimes come up. One is in the grind game when you're able to just shuffle back your Ancient Cloak and Silent Boots, and then you can use Tornscale to just search another Fog Blade, or it can be used as a or you can just send it to the graveyard off a Tornscale. If you draw 2, so turn 3, you'll be able to just recover another one, and then you should have enough fodder to go into one of your level 9 synchros. Next, for hand traps, they're just any basic hand traps dependent on the format. Triple copies of Nibiru. This is a combo based format, so we definitely want to run that. Triple copies of Imperm. Imperm is another super strong card. Doesn't trigger triple tactic talents, which is an important thing, and you can even use it going second, so in case they have setup for turn 2 where they like flip a trap that summons a card from the graveyard or something, you can just use it Imperm to negate that, which is super strong. So that's our main deck. For extract, we run the one Dragoon. The reason we run Dragoon is because we can pretty consistently make it with Mud Dragon plus, say, a Crocker Dragon, and an Ultimate Zolkin. That's usually how I make it. You just fuse them together to make a Dragoon. You won't be able to use a second effect to pop card, but it is another negate, which is pretty strong. The one copy of Ultimate Zolkin, with the amount of level modulations this has, it is super easy to make an extra Zolkin, which is super strong. What this card does is, when you set a card, you can summon one level 7 or 8 Synchro Dragon. So the card you usually summon is Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, which is another monster negate. The one copy of Datascape Fox is Yan. This is a mini Macrocosmos where it banishes any card that would be sent from the field to the graveyard. So it is kind of a stun to lots of decks. Decks like Dragon Link aren't able to play around it that easily, because they can't really use Metal Marcher. Well, realistically, any sort of Hulky Fibrax deck can't play around Yan, obviously, since their tuner does just get banished. And I don't think that I think Dino is affected by this, if I recall correctly, since their cards will be banished instead of sending to graveyard, so you can't really fill the graveyard with dinos. I think that this also makes it kind of difficult to resolve Baby Cerosaurus on the field using Overraptor's effect. I might be wrong on that, so do keep that in mind. It has some other effects where when your monster declares an attack, you can just return one of your banished monsters to the graveyard to just get even more recursion that way. And it can banish 2 monsters with different types and attributes in order to summon it from the graveyard. So not only can it recur itself, it's also mini Macrocosmos and recurs your own resources, which is why it makes a perfect boss monster for this archetype. The one copy of Crocosaur, it basically draws cards along with being a level 9. One copy of Cloud Castle, as I said, its best utility is kind of with your Zook being able to go into one of your level 9s, and then once you make that level 9, you reduce its level by 3, use another level 3 tuner to use it, and your level 9 to go into Cloud Castle can bring it back, go into Calamities. It is basically just an easier way to get to Calamities. The one copy Crystal Wing with Zolkin, one Coral Dragon and one Stardust Charge Warrior. You make one or the other depending on whether you have a non-tuner level 3 or a tuner level 3. And both of them have some pretty decent going second effects. This one can just attack all of your opponent's monsters, similar to UCT, and this one can pop one of your opponent's monsters. So both of them draw a card, so depending on situation, you will use one of them. One copy of Mud Dragon to make your Dragoon. 2 copies of Calamities. I run 2 because sometimes in the grind game you do just need the second one. The one copy of Datascape Phoenix Fang. This is able to just banish one card your opponent controls and one in their graveyard. So in case you've already used up your Zolkin and you have a level 6 tuner and non-tuner, that's probably your next best card to make. It's basically similar to Ice Dragon's Prison, where it's able to banish a card your opponent controls and banish a card in the graveyard, which is pretty neat. And one copy of Leviair. This can sometimes be just to recover, say, a Nyang that is banished if you don't really have an easy way to recover it. And it also can just, say, recover a Torn Scale, because Torn Scale banishes itself when it leaves the field, so you're able to just recover that. And you can maybe just run 2 Ancient Cloak, but usually you will probably send the second copy of Fog Blade in order to extend even further, which is just ridiculous. The one copy is Cicada King. This is just another negate. I think Gossip Shadow works too. Actually, Gossip Shadow is probably better, honestly. I just realized that. But Cicada King is an extra negate on the board, especially since it's able to just make itself even beefier and beefier, going up to, say, 3500 attack. Having a negate is once again a pretty nice thing. And finally, the one copy of Cherubini. You might be saying, Link monsters don't like Datascapes lock you out of those. You'll see the utility of that in the combo tutorial. So let's get to that, shall we? So right here we have the combo. Torn Scale plus any of your discards is pretty much it. So what you're gonna do? Well, I'll switch off quick animations. I always turn that on. It's just easier to watch. You normal summon our Torn Scale, we're going to discard a card, send Ancient Cloak from our deck to the graveyard. Ancient Cloak can banish itself, search Silent Boots. Silent Boots can summon itself, and then you can go into Cherubini. Cherubini will summon Yang Yang since it's a level 3. You'll use Silent Boots, search a Fog Blade. You'll use Torn Scale since you banished a Phantom Knights from your graveyard in order to summon itself. And then you can use an Yang Yang since you summoned level 3 to summon it. And this is kind of going to be your setup. You have a Fog Blade plus a level 3 non-tuner and a level 3 tuner. And that's pretty much all you need, and that level 3 tuner is a Datascape, so you're able to consistently get a Datascape on the field. So if you have cards, so if you want to send a spell or a trap, you're free to do so. And pretty much depending on it, you just kind of go into Charge Warrior. This is just to demonstrate Yang Yang, just shuffling back an extra card. You can draw an extra card of Charge Warrior, you have an extra negate. Torn Scale does just set you up super nice for your entire combo plays. So that is kind of the deck. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, as it really does help the channel. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.